Hello, friends. How are you? So, listen, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shaylin, if you are new here. And yes, we are in the middle of winter and I have a fall shirt on. I don't know why, but, anyways, welcome back to my channel, you guys. Over here on this side of the booktube, we talk a lot about romance and a lot about Jesus. And in today's video, I am going to be sharing with you my review for a book that I just finished last night, as well as my Valentine-ish TBR. Okay, that was thunder. We're in February. Why is it thundering? Anyways, I wanted to share with you guys not only a review of a book that I just finished that is a part of a series, but also I want to share with you the books that I'm hopeful to read in this month of February. They're all love themed, well, obviously, because girl, I read is romance. But my goal this month was to read Valentine's Day themed books and pink or red books. Like pink or red, give me the color. If it's the color of Valentine's Day, we're going to read it. If it's a Valentine's Day themed book, we're going to read it. And I'm excited about that. So there's a couple on my Kindle, and then I have two physical ones, and we're going to be starting one today. Before we do, I guess I could wrap this one up into like Valentine's, like this month's thing, but I don't know. But anyway, so I just got done finishing this book right here. This is by Sarah Adams. Sarah Adams is one of my favorite authors. She's actually one of those auto-buy authors that I like. So any book she writes, I read. And I will say that decision might be changing in the future based on the like lane of her writing. Let me explain. So this is Beg, Borrow, or Steal. I just finished this last night. I am going to give this book a 4 out of 5 stars. I will explain to you why in a second. This is a part of the When in Rome series. I have all 3 books, and there is obviously talk of a 4th book, which I'm excited about. I can't wait to get Madison's, like, her story. I truly think, I already know, like, if you read Beg, Borrow, or Steal, then you know what the 4th book's going to be about. So I'm excited to kind of see how everything goes in that book. I think it's going to be one of my favorite ones outside of Practice Makes Perfect. But we are actually in my next video going to be rating all of the Sarah Adams books that I have, which I'm like 99% sure that I owe every single book she's ever written. And we're going to rate them from my least favorite to my favorite one. So I'm not going to do that in this one as far as showing you which one is my favorite, but I did want to focus on just this book in the review part of this. So this book just came out last month. I think it was January 7th. This is following Emily, which is the oldest sister of the 4 siblings. So we have Noah, who is the oldest of the siblings, and then these are the This is the Walker siblings. Um, Noah's the oldest sibling. Emily is the oldest sister. Then we have Annie, who is the baby, and then there is Madison, who is the middle child, and she's the one that we're going to be getting next. This one is following Emily and Jack. It's like an enemies to lovers. They're arch nemesis. They hate each other, mutually hate each other because of how they met. And then that just kind of like stirred up a lot of emotions. And then they just wanted to keep doing that. And this lasted for a long time. Then this goes through their story of where he comes back into Rome, Kentucky, and she's so mad. She tries to get the entire town like to hate him. It's their story. I'm not going to spoil it. If you want to read it, read it. Because it's a good book. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. Why? Because Sarah Adams has been going towards more of an open door kind of situation here. And if you guys know from like my first videos, I only read closed door romance. I don't like cursing in my books or a lot of cursing, and I really don't like open door spice scenes. I like fade to black. Personally myself, I like closed door, like just closed door, like kissing, but I also really like fade to black because of the tension that's with it. But I don't want like explicit details of anything. This book, I will say, although it is trigger warned in the beginning of the 2 chapters that have sexual content in it, I will say I did read them all the way through because I wanted to see how open door are you going. That was my like curiosity. So I did look at that. Now I will say it wasn't extremely explicit. You weren't talking about, genitalias. You weren't going really deep. It wasn't nasty. It wasn't I will say if it was going to be more of an open door, it was done in a more safe and beautiful way. It wasn't like they made love, but it also wasn't like straight porn. Okay. So I will say that I will give it its own moment. Do I like that it was in there? No. Am I scared for how her writing's going? Yes, because I've read every book she's written and I can tell you that like she's a great writer. She's a fantastic author. She does fantastic with her words, with her stories, with the depth of them. I don't know why all of a sudden she's throwing all these curse words in there. I don't know why all of a sudden she's throwing all this. I don't know if she's trying to hit a different like slew of people because that's what a lot of people like is those closed door or the open door scenes. I don't know. I'm not her. I'm not going to sit here and say, you better change it or it is what it is. She's the author. She chose to make this a little bit more explicit. That's her own prerogative. I am the consumer. I am just reading the book, so I can choose if I want to read it or not. I did want to read this because the One in Rome series is one of my favorite series I've ever read, ever. Like, ever. And so I was curious about Emily and I was excited to know about Emily. Um, will I say I did not get a 5 stars specifically because there's a lot of cursing in this one. And there was those 2 chapters that were explicit. Now, were they short chapters? Yes, they were short chapters. Those 2 chapters were specific to the sexual scene. That was it. Did it take away from the storyline? Not really. I thought the storyline was great. I personally fell in love with Jack. Okay? Loved him. Loved Emily. Loved Jack. I thought they were fantastic. Um, there were 2 things. Now, I'm not like a person who likes to write in her books. I'm not a person who likes to highlight and all that. But I will say I'm becoming that person. Becoming that person. There were 2 different places in this book in the beginning and in the end that I ended up underlining and like giddy and giggly over because they were so good. They were so good. So I'll give this book a 4 stars only because of the amount of curse words and because of the fact that there was sex scenes in it. Again, they were done tastefully, but still kind of threw me off. Now, in my next book, we're going to rate all of the Sarah Adams books, so we'll see where this one falls into play. But if you want to know, check out that video. So that was the review for that. Now, this month is the month of February, and it is the month of love. And I love Valentine's Day. So this month, I wanted to challenge myself to read only books that are either color red or pink, or purple, like a lavender, those little cute Valentine's Day colors, or ones that were specific to Valentine's Day theme. Now, on my Kindle, there are a couple that I wanted to read. One that I literally have tried to restart over and over is He's So Not My Valentine. I don't know why I don't like this book. I think it's because it's not like set in America. I don't know. It might just be me. I might just be really picky. But my goal is to try to read that book. So we have He's So Not My Valentine. I'll post these on the screen. He's So Not My Valentine. When Forever Comes is another one, and then Love Lily. And I think Love Lily is going to be the one that I go into next because that is the one that I started and I just didn't keep going. So Love Lily will probably be the one that I get ready to go into. Now, as far as physical books go, I bought these 2 books specifically for this month. So we have Last Chance Books, and this is following Madeline Moore, and who's the guy? Jasper. So Madeline Jasper, it's an enemies to lovers. There's a big secret in her family. They both own bookstores, so it's kind of like a rival bookstore situation. Next one that I got, which I got from Walmart one day, this is Love and Lattes, and this is, I think this is a opposites attract. It says 1 summer internship, 2 complete opposites, and a connection neither expected. So it's either opposites attract or it's enemies to lovers again. I don't know why I keep going into all these enemies to lovers, but I'm not bad about it. So we have this one. So those are the first 3 that I planned. These are the 3 that I plan to read this month. Anything after that is going to be like, what is the word? I don't know. I don't know the word. Another book that I want to reread this month, though, is Picking Daisies on Sundays. I read this book not that long ago, and it was a fantastic book. Like, literally fell in love with it, and I feel like I read it too fast. So I kind of want to take my time this time, go through it, and really soak up the characters. So we're going to see. We might try to reread that. Another small book that I want to get into is this one just because it's pink. This is called Oops, I Kissed Him Again. This is a Maple Creek romantic comedy. Apparently it's a series. But this one's like super tiny. Let me see how many pages. 93 pages. I could read this in an hour. So I figured kind of like do something really quick and easy. I could get into that. Another book I really want to read is Change of Plans. I know there's a second one that I actually had on my Kindle that I never read. I started this book and then it just wasn't about it. So I do want to reread that one or try to read that one this time. And then another book, if I have the chance to reread it, I really, really want to read Practice Makes Perfect. And I also really want to read Phony Valentine by Courtney Walsh. That was another Valentine's Day themed book that she wrote that I read last year. Loved it. Literally ate that book up in instant. So I kind of want to reread that as well. But I'm also going to try to reread Practice Makes Perfect. I like to reread this book every few months. It is my favorite book ever. So I try to reread it every few months. But we're going to try. We're going to see how many books we get into. But yeah, so that is my review on Beg, Borrow, or Steal, my Valentine's Day / February wrap up, or what I want to do, like the TBR that I want to read. And that's it. That's everything. So, anyways, I love you guys. Hope you guys have a great day. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.